What up, though? I'm your host, Young Tone the Man, and this is the TheBlackShot podcast. Let's get to it.
Keep it 100 and kill yourself. Don't bullshit with it.
All right, what up, though? We're in the TheBlackShot podcast, and I got my guy here, Lefty, Felty, as he likes to say, the wacko from Waco. How you doing, Felty?
Oh, pretty good. How you doing?
Doing all right. All right, man. So, as always, we're going to cover three topics. Two of them kind of serious. One's really lighthearted. So, the first one is brain issues. And you have what they call hydrocephalus. Can you kind of explain to us what that is?
So, hydrocephalus is when you have too much water on the brain and your brain literally starts drowning itself. And symptoms are extreme headaches, blurry vision, or like see double or multiple visions. And it can actually give you a brain aneurysm and you can eventually die from it.
Oof. That sounds like quite the headache. All pun intended. All right, so hydrocephalus. You listed quite a few side effects. You got vision issues, you got headaches. Any other like major issues they gave you? They told you about?
So yes, so like balance issues too, coordination, speech issues, cognitive reasoning, like being able to solve like small issues, like having simple solutions, and you can't figure out why you can't figure out this simple solution when usually it's quite easy, but it's being quite difficult for you.
Okay. Sounds like a whole host of problems. The interesting one is the cognition and the balance and parts of your equilibrium's off.
Yes.
Tend to fall a lot, and then that would create more TBIs. And then the cognition part with simple problem solving and sense of rationale and whatnot. I would imagine this in older people would or could kind of mirror some of the symptoms of, say, dementia or Alzheimer's. You got memory loss and blurry vision and lack of equilibrium. That sounds terrifying, honestly.
Yeah, but like because I didn't get basically all the details from a doctor because I didn't really want to know all those details because I knew I'd freak out. I was fine, and then after the surgery, they told me every single detail that could happen, and I'm just like, glad you didn't tell me before the surgery because I would have been freaking out.
Okay, sound like they did their job. So what, in a condensed version, what did your surgery sort of consist of?
So they sliced my head open from the front of my head to the back of my head on the right side, and then they opened up my skull, and then they put a shunt that drains fluid automatically based on how much water is pushing on basically an aqueduct system that's in my brain, and then that goes to a tube that goes down the side next to my ear and goes through my chest and down to my stomach. And then because your stomach regrows itself every single day, that's the reason why they put it there. So basically it just drains into my stomach and I absorb the water that way.
Okay, so they basically gave your brain a drain system
Yes.
because you had this condition that didn't allow your brain to drain properly.
Correct.
Okay, your brain's got an automatically flushing toilet.
Yep.
Can you imagine if you have kids, like grandkids, like, oh, granddad, what's this? My brain, my toilet just flushed in my brain. They're gonna be like, what? You're looking at a 5-year-old. They're like, granddad's got a toilet in his brain. What is this? It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like my brain took a pee pee and it had to flush. So if I blank out on you. All right. So what concerns did you have? Vices, the concerns you currently have.
So the only concern that I did have that they told me about, because they had made me sign a form, was losing blood during, because it's on the brain, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That was my only concern, but because they made me sign a form, basically saying they could give me blood because this surgery was going on during the COVID epidemic, as I'm sure you all know. So they were worried that I wasn't going to take blood from anybody, but I'm just like, nah, just give me blood, I'll be alright. And that was my only concern, is that I would be getting I'd be losing a lot of blood, and I'd be getting a lot of foreign blood that I don't know was in that blood. But then, luckily, I didn't have to do that, because when they did the surgery, they told me it was 95% water that came out, not blood. That's how much water I had in my brain. And the only time I bled is when they were stapling my head back together, and that was just the blood from the skin, not the actual brain itself.
Oh, so you legitimately had a water head.
Yep.
Okay. See, man, and that's good that you didn't have the immense amount of complications that normally come with surgery. When people think surgery, they assume that there's going to be blood everywhere all the time, and that's not always the case. And it's a good thing it wasn't the case for you, because that would have made things a lot more complicated.
Yeah, like a lot of my shipmates, which is my friends on the ship, a lot of them thought I was gonna die during the surgery, so they were all freaking out and everything, and then they wanted to take me out on town one last time. I was just like, I'll be here tomorrow. Like, what are you talking about? And there's like, you could die on this operating table tonight. I was like, I'll be alright.
Okay, well, obviously you didn't die.
That's right, I don't know how to die.
I don't think anybody knows how to die. Alright, so, how long was your surgery, man?
I think they said in total it was 4 hours.
Okay, and you got staples. How many staples did you get?
A lot.
A lot.
I had stopped counting at 20.
This man's got over 20 staples in his head. So you're going to have to go through the airport with a fancy card that says you got staples in your head.
No, because I got those staples out.
They already took the staples out?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I do have to tell them I have a shunt.
Yep.
Even though it's not metal and the things don't go off, just in case they have one, or like sensor or whatever, they're like, what's this in your body? And it's like, it's a shunt.
Okay, all right. Put that in, you put that in your passport. Say what? I got a brain shunt.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your recovery time like?
So, like right after surgery, like where I could get up and walk and basically walk out the hospital. Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay, so in total, basically where they would let me leave was 3 days.
Okay.
But I was ready to go on day 2.
They cut me open on Monday. Wednesday, I was like, all right, I need a burger, a beer, and the hell out of here.
Yep.
Okay, I can dig it, man. I can dig it.
What? See, it shocked everybody. The only person that didn't really shock that much was the doctor. Like all the nurses, all the MDs, all the ones training to be a doctor, they were freaking out because they saw me walking, and then originally they gave me a walker to walk down the P-way or hallway, and I was running with that thing, and they were like, and they took the walker away from me. I was like, oh man, you're no fun. I can't run around this hospital no more.
All right. Looks like you're doing well. You're up and moving. Back to work somewhat. You're not out of the woods yet, are you?
No. I still have rehab for the mental stuff. Not, I have physical stuff too, but I'm fine on physical.
Okay. So you still got some follow-ups and some stuff to do. Make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to work. Make sure the toilet flushes the way it's supposed to flush.
Yep.
And it doesn't give you any additional issues. All right, man. So that's pretty dope, man. Thanks for sharing that. All right. So next one is life on a ship. You're in the Navy, correct?
Correct.
All right. How long you been doing that?
I hit 3 years this year.
Okay. So explain to me, as unclassified as possible, what's been your experience living on a Navy ship?
Experience, extremely hard work, no sleep, high stress.
Okay. What do you do in the Navy?
I'm a BM or a boatswain's mate, which basically I'm the deckhand of the ship. I do all the hard work on the outside.
So you chip grind, paint ship, pull it into port.
And I pull up the anchor of the ship.
Okay, you operate the anchors, drive the ship, all that basic ship operating stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Yes, but I want to do it on a different ship.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure plenty of people in the Navy can attest to that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is hard work. It is no sleep, and it is high stress. Do you get any reward out of life on a ship?
Yes, because number one, you get to see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you get the medical benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get educational benefits from it too. And you get to learn things that you just wouldn't learn as a civilian being on the ship, especially the military ship.
Mm-hmm.
Like different skills and stuff that you can, once you retire and become a civilian, you can put it into the civilian world.
Okay. What would you say has been the top 3 things you've learned on the ship?
Top 3. Well, driving the ship, of course. Landing helicopters was another one. Learning to make, learning to use line or rope for anything.
Okay. So what's the difference between line and rope?
They're the same thing.
Thickness, maybe?
I'm sorry?
Thickness, maybe?
I was told they're the same thing.
Okay. So, if I go on a ship and I say, hey, pass me that rope, and I point to a line, is somebody going to yell at me and tell me it's something different?
Yes, they're like, that's not ain't no rope, that's a line. Get it together, shipmate.
Okay, so somebody thinks there's a difference.
Well, okay, so in the Navy, we call a rope line, and like as civilians, most of the time they call them rope, not line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why it's so that we're all on the same page, and that's the reason why we do that in the Navy.
Okay. You gotta get your technical terminology correct.
Now, there's different sizes of line, and that goes in a lot more detail, but I won't go into that.
All right, great. So I don't want to go over people's heads with all of this Navy jargon.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, so the first one of your top 3 things, the first one is driving the ship.
Yes.
What would be the other 2?
But I thought I said it already.
Okay, so driving the ship, you got that one. I think it's line. And what was the third one again?
Landing helos.
Landing helos. Okay, 3 things that most people, I'm sure, never get a chance to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's why those are my top 3.
All right, fair enough. Okay, what would be your top 3 worst things about life on the ship?
No sleep, stress. Now this is gonna sound real mean, but dealing with stupid people.
That's not me, man. I think everybody hates dealing with stupid people.
They're a special kind of stupid, I'll tell you what.
A special kind of stupid. I'm
Right.
sure we can all relate to our own understanding of a special kind of stupid. Like just dumb, and then it's dirt dumb. Plum dumb. Or you dumb as a box of rocks.
Well, you can't say plum dumb because, you know.
When you work with a guy named Plum, and if he's the smartest person in the bunch, then it doesn't really say dumb people. But then if he's just not quite that smart,
Well, see, he's not dumb. He just does goofy stuff like I do.
Mhm.
So that's why me and him relate a lot.
okay.
And he wanted to have a cigar with me back when CL was that when we were leaving Hawaii for the to have a cigar, and I got real sick right before that, and that's the reason why I didn't go up there and have a cigar with them, because I was dying. I was in my rack like at 1800, which is 6 o'clock p.m. Oh my gosh, and I woke up the next morning at 05. I was like, oh my gosh. Went to the mess decks, had a hot cup of coffee and some hot soup, and I was still dying. I was like,
Might have been your hydrocephalus kicking your butt.
could have been. I wasn't diagnosed yet, so.
Okay. Alright, so, high stress, no sleep, and dealing with stupid people. Okay. Life on a ship is extremely complex and extremely nuanced. So what do you do to help manage that stress?
A common thing that I would do, and a lot of other people do, is like actually work out. It sounds like, what, working out? I thought you would never do that. It's like, when you have nothing else to do and everybody else is asleep, you gotta work out. Especially, like, especially when you can't do anything else.
Okay, so what do you do when you can't work out? Maybe the ship's rocking too much.
I'll read a book. I'll be joking with the guys or gals, depending on where I'm sitting. Usually if the ship's rocking, I'm not in the boat locker. I'm like on the mess decks, trying to just like, with everybody else. Not throwing up, but still not feeling great.
Trying not to grow up.
And I'll play video games because we have TVs and the berthings is where we sleep. And I'll play video games with the guys and stuff, or watch a TV show or a movie with them.
Okay, so generally social activities.
Yeah, but I usually only do that, like, I'll play a video game for like an hour or two, or I'll watch a movie and then I'll go to bed because I got to watch in a few hours.
Okay. Got it. Well, you heard, man, life on the ship, pretty tough, but you can get a lot of reward out of it. You find things that kind of give you that unique experience. Pretty dope, man. Alright, so, as y'all know, we do 3 topics, so the first 2 are kind of serious, the last one's lighthearted, right? And so, last topic for today's show is, if you had to describe yourself as a cookie, what flavor of cookie would you be and why?
Okay, so I actually have been thinking about this throughout the entire show. And before my surgery, I would always choose chocolate chip when I get this question, because I was thinking, like, I'm a black and white guy. But since I had my surgery, I've been having, like, a new personality discovery. Basically, the person that I thought I was, I'm not at all. I'm a totally different, opposite person. So I would think that I'm a snickerdoodle, because I'm a little bit sweeter, but I still have that tartness, right? So basically, I'm sweeter than how I used to be, but basically, if you cross that line, I'm still, going to come right back at you, and that's why I choose a snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle. Okay, this is the first time I've ever heard a guy describe himself as a snickerdoodle cookie. Now, I've asked this to, 20, 30 people over the past, year or 2, and I get all sorts of answers. White chocolate, macadamia, I'm chocolate chip, or I'm a s'mores cookie. I had somebody tell me that they were a chocolate chip cookie dough cookie, and I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, I'm a peanut butter and oatmeal with chocolate chips.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a bit complex, but when you break all those things down to actually simple things, they just blend well together.
Yeah.
And I don't like grits. I'm an oatmeal guy. And peanut butter is awesome. Perfectly pairs with jelly.
Yeah.
And I also like peanut butter in my oatmeal. And chocolate, peanut butter, and oatmeal, it's just delicious. Just saying. So, it's all good. Cookies are delicious. And it's something we all enjoy. I I've never seen a person be upset and somebody bring them a cookie.
Yeah, unless they were allergic to it.
Yeah, like and then they don't enjoy the cookie unless they were allergic to the cookie.
It's
They might
like-
not want the cookie then,
Yeah.
but later they're gonna be like, hey, once they calm down, like, hey, where's that cookie?
So I thought you were allergic. It's like, give it to me anyways. I don't care.
Yeah, my daughter, she always wants cookies. She's 5 and she always
Oh,
wants cookies.
okay,
Go
that's-
figure, a
yeah.
5-year-old always wants cookies.
Yeah.
And it's a trip. Everything that's not everything that she can't describe as like a biscuit or a cracker or a potato chip is a cookie.
Mm.
Like she knows, like, oh, that's a biscuit, yeah. Like, those are crackers. But if it's not a biscuit or a cracker, it's a cookie. Doesn't matter if it's a chocolate. Like I like fudge covered graham crackers.
Yeah.
To her, those are cookies.
Oh, okay, I got you.
No, it's not a cookie. But to my 5-year-old, Dad, can I have one of your cookies? And
I
she
got
looks
no
at me
cookies.
crazy
What
when I
you
tell her no.
talking
No, you cannot have one of my cookies.
My cookie, you get your own cookie.
Why would you buy cookies if she can't have cookies, Jesus? Well, that's dumb. I'm gonna shut the whole cookie operation down. Hashtag Kevin Hart. Yeah, the cookies are delicious, man. And like I said, it's something light and fun to talk about, and you kind of learn how people are as they describe themselves through absolutely accepted things like food. I did a previous episode where we discussed cheesecake.
Okay.
And the question was posed: is cheesecake cake or pie? Yeah, that face right there. That face right there is why I asked that question, because people are like, some people are like, oh my God, it's cake. Someone's like, no, it's pie. You're stupid. Blah blah blah. So yeah,
That's a good question.
right. But that was for a previous episode, and you can go on there and post your comments on the is cheesecake cake or pie question. And yeah, man. Once again, I got my man Lefty Felty here, the wacko from Waco. And thanks for coming, man.
All right.
Treat the comment box like the penalty box. Get in there and get the fans moving. Let's hear what you got to say, my baby. This is your host, Young Tony Man. It's the Black Shot Podcast. What up, dog?
I'm at your neck, son.